Good morning. Good morning. I am not a morning person. Fun fact, waking up, not always the easiest thing, not always the most pleasant thing for me to do. But even though I'm not much of a morning person, I do really look forward to my morning routine. I mean, it definitely feels good to just like wash the night off of your face, but at the same time too, kind of rebalancing my skin with hydration and moisture and just kind of getting it ready for the day. There's something really refreshing about it, and it just really makes me feel ready for whatever the day brings. So give this video a big thumbs up because today I'm going to share with you guys a pretty straightforward morning routine. This is all about your oil-water balance, getting enough hydration, but really sealing it in and balancing it with moisture. Yet these are all quick absorbing layers that are perfect for summer. This is really geared towards sensitive skin. It is very mild and gentle routine. So I'm going to go wash my face and I'll meet you guys right back here. Okay, and I'm back. I do just wash my face with water in the morning, and I do use a washcloth as well, but I do not use cleanser. I do this for a couple of reasons. Number one, cleanser, even when you're using low pH and gentle cleansers, it is still something that we need to consider as one of the harsher products that we use on our skin. Yes, cleanser is necessary, especially at the end of the day, to wash away dirt, to wash away impurities, potentially bacteria that is on our face. Absolutely. But in the morning time, there's really not too much that needs to be washed away except for maybe a little excessive oil on the skin. And that's actually why I use the washcloth, because sometimes I feel like I have a little bit of extra buildup on my skin, and just splashing water, it can take a long time to sort of I don't know, just kind of like dissolve that, I guess. So the washcloth helps, just running that gently over my face just gives me a really nice clean without any need for cleanser. And this is a technique that I discovered when I was struggling to heal my moisture barrier. One of the biggest pieces of advice that you can get is to cut out the cleanser while you're healing up your skin from a weakened or damaged moisture barrier, and it really did help, along with a bunch of other things. But the funny thing is, I stuck with it even after I healed my moisture barrier, and my skin is not breaking out. It's not clogging up. It's actually clearer now than it's probably ever been, even when I was using lots of chemical exfoliation and lots of cleansing. It just seems like a less is more approach, especially when it comes to harsher ingredients like that. It just seems to be working well for my skin. So long story short, no cleanser. I do have a little bit of a whitehead in between my eyebrows though, so I popped a pimple patch on those. I have no shame. I wear pimple patches in the middle of the day. I will wear them with makeup over. I don't care. I prefer to just get the whiteheads flattened out, rather than somebody potentially maybe having laser focused eyes and being able to see the pimple patch in between my eyebrows. Don't really care. That's just how I roll though. The pimple patch, I'm using the by Wishtrend ones, and they're just pretty much all pimple patches are the same, but they're actually not too bad. You really can't see them, especially from this distance. You really can't see the pimple patch here in between my eyebrows, but they are really nice to kind of keep that area protected while it is flattening up and healing. I'm going in for, and I already did this because my face will dry out if I just sit here yapping with nothing on it. I did go in for my Missha Time Revolution Artemisia treatment essence. This is double fermented mugwort, and this is a great way to start off your routine. This is, as you can see, super watery. This is actually, even when you feel it on your face, it's actually even lighter weight than some of my most watery toners. So I start off with that. Don't be fooled by that name, essence. I actually treat this as a first-time essence. I don't know that this is necessarily considered a first-time essence, but based on the texture alone, this should go first in your routine. This is nice because this is really soothing on the skin. It actually, if you have redness on your skin, it will gradually reduce the redness on your skin. And if you have any irritation on your skin, this calms your skin down very, very effectively. Why I like this so much, a couple of reasons, but this is really the right product at the right time as far as summertime is concerned, because this is the type of product that soothes your skin without weight and without grease. A lot of my go-to soothing products are actually like creams, right? So this is nice because it's just this like pure water texture, but it delivers a lot of minerals and amino acids to your skin too. It has some antioxidant properties to it as well. So you know you're kind of just giving yourself a little like vitamin shot on the skin. You know this one's coming. I can't stop using this toner. This is the Keep Cool and Soothe Bamboo Toner. You knew it was coming. This has just been my go-to hydrating toner for 3 or 4 months now. This is my second bottle, and I also have an additional backup for this one. And it's really hard for me to explain this to you if you've never used this toner before, because I honestly feel this is unlike any toner that I've used before. This is almost more hydrating than, I mean, I don't want to make this like blanket statement, it's the most hydrating toner in the world, but once you use it, you will notice that there is something really special about this bamboo water that's in this toner, because it's like 85% bamboo water. There is something special that you have to experience it to believe it, but it just dives really deep into your skin and really hydrates at the deepest level. So I've actually gone in for 4 layers of this toner. Really, I just, as far as the method of how many layers to do of your toner, there's really not a set recipe here. I really just kind of listen to my skin. I pat in the toner. I kind of just wait for a moment to see how my skin is feeling. And you guys know that feeling when it just feels like it's full. Kind of like when you're eating food, you know, you stop when you're full, and sometimes it takes a moment to realize it. So I did go in for 4. 4 feels really good. I did do the 1 layer of the Missha, and then I have the 4 layers of the Keep Cool, and it really just seems to do the trick. Now I am going to go in for 1 more layer of a different toner, and this toner is a little bit different. This is the Laneige Cream Skin Refiner. Now this is really a 2-in-1 product. This is a toner format. It's super watery, but when you put it on your skin, it's very, very balancing with a lot of moisture. And it actually almost feels like you put a lightweight cream on your face. And I have been liking this even though it is a toner, I actually kind of slot this like a more traditional essence step. Because for me, an essence is really kind of about bridging the gap between super watery and hydrating toners and your serums. Now, when I first started to like develop this sort of combination of products, my skin was feeling really dehydrated. I had gone through a period of irritation with my skin last month, and I have been following a really gentle and mild routine for a while now with great results. You know, I cut out like a lot of potentially irritating ingredients, not because the ingredients themselves were causing irritation on my skin, but once you're kind of in an irritated state or a sensitized state with your skin, even though you know that certain ingredients that could be problematic probably are fine, it's good to just get the potential I call them question marks, out of your routine, at least while you wait for your skin to just sort of heal back up. Sort of normalize itself. So I did go through a period of irritation in May, and then I think due to the irritation plus the weather changes, and the weather is still swinging up and down here. Some days it's a little chillier, and some days it's warm. So I think that the fluctuation in weather plus the irritation, I think it just aggravated my oil water balance. My dehydration just kind of got a little bit out of control. So a lot of my focus recently has been on, yes, lots of hydration, which is the name of the game for me, but also a lot of moisture, and that has been tricky to balance going into summer now, because really heavy layers are creating a lot of grease on my skin. So kind of finding the balance between water and moisture in my routine without weight has been interesting. It's been an interesting journey, and I've actually discovered a lot of really smart product swaps, including this Laneige Cream Skin Refiner. Now, I did just wait a little bit to see how my skin felt, because sometimes I actually do 2 layers of the Laneige, but I don't really feel like I need that. My skin is actually feeling really balanced. Right now, so I'm actually just going to go in for my next layer. But that is really kind of what I've been doing with my skincare, is just really kind of like taking a moment, being mindful, being mindful of what my skin is telling me right there in the moment about what it needs. So sometimes I will adjust the layers depending on what my skin tells me that day. So next up, my serum step, I have, as I said, I've been doing a lot of product swaps, And a lot of the products that I have been using recently have been doing double duty. Kind of like the Laneige Cream Skin Refiner is a toner, but also, as I said, I kind of slot it like an essence step. So is this Iunik Noni Light Oil Serum. So this serum is, it's a serum format. It feels very hydrating on the skin. It feels like a nice medium weight serum. It's not thick, it's not sticky, tacky, or like greasy at all. It feels like a lightweight, medium sort of hydrating serum. If you're actually familiar with the Propolis, Iunik Propolis Synergy serum, that's actually like, it's the exact same texture. But this is also packed full of nourishing oils, macadamia, jojoba. This also has argan and rosehip oils in it, which this is really interesting for me because it goes on like a serum. It feels like a serum, but it delivers that nourishment to your skin, deep in your skin. Kind of the reason why I like to use a facial oil, for a lot of moisture and nourishment to my skin, but without any of the drawbacks, especially in warm weather. Richness, greasiness, shininess. You know, I had this in my, I had this kind of like waiting to be open for a while. I did a Yulse order and I ordered this, but I wasn't quite ready to open it up yet. And I wanted to use a facial oil in my routine because, like I said, I was trying to do a little bit more water loss damage control with my dehydration. So I was using facial oil to kind of help seal things in, and I was using just like 100% squalane oil, and my skin wouldn't accept it because it was just too rich, and my skin just wouldn't absorb it. And if your skin's not absorbing your skincare layers, that's a problem, right? Like, not only does it mean you're probably not using the right product, but it also means your skin's trying to tell you something. So I knew not only that this was not the right product for right now, but I also knew that my skin was telling me it wasn't going to absorb another oil, like a different oil of the same richness and texture. So that's why I opened up the Iunik like on a gamble to see if maybe this would give me the nourishment that the deep layers of my skin wanted without the grease that the top layer of my skin did not accept. And it did. It did the trick. So I'm actually really impressed with this one. And I'm also, I think I had a little bit of a bias against Iunik. I've only tried 2 Iunik products so far. This is the third, and the 2 that I had used previous had contained essential oil, so I kind of like grouped Iunik in my essential oil like lover brand. There's some brands out there that I just kind of know are most likely going to have an essential oil in their ingredients list. But I actually, you know what, this does not have essential oils in it, and I actually was wrong about that because actually the majority of Iunik products do not have essential oil, so it's kind of a 50-50 brand there. So eye cream is a really important part of your routine, anybody's routine, but it's definitely an important part of my routine. I just like to make sure that I am taking care of my eye area effectively. I am noticing that I'm getting a little bit more, I call it like hollow-eyed. I'm getting a little bit more creasing, a little bit more thinness around my eye area, and I just want to make sure that I'm doing all the preventative measures that I can now to make sure that that area ages as well as possible. So eye cream is definitely a big part of that, and I still love the Manyo Factory 4GF eye cream. This tube has lasted me such a really long time. Not that I'm looking forward to it ending because we're getting pretty close here, but it's just a really nice, effective, and gentle eye cream for those of you guys who have sensitivities in your eye area, especially to ingredients like fragrance or essential oils. I'm happy to tell you that there's actually none of that in here at all, and certainly no drying alcohol either. Occasionally I'll run into an eye cream with a simple or drying alcohol in it. Always a surprise to find something like that in an eye cream, but you'd be surprised what you can find in cosmetics. So I really enjoy the ingredients list on this, and this seems to have a really nice kind of firming effect around the eye area. It's subtle, but it definitely does over time have a nice firming effect, a slight plumping effect as well. This seems to help with, I get like discoloration around my eyes, but it looks more red than it looks dark. It does seem to kind of keep the eye area looking a lot more fresh. It kind of helps with that discoloration. And I was actually recommended this by a couple of people, and they reported that it did seem to help improvement with their dark circles as well. So So passing that info along if you guys are curious about dark circles and the Manyo Factory eye cream. You know me, I gotta have a barrier repair step somewhere in my routine, and I still like the Crave Great Barrier Relief. This has been a nice addition. I've really been enjoying this one. The bottle, in my opinion, is a little small. It's my only complaint. It's a little small for the price, and I am going through it quite quickly. I use it morning and night. This has lasted me, I got this in March, so that would be, we're at about 3 months now. I think that I might have 2, maybe 3 more weeks left in this bottle. So I would say it might last you. It might last you 4 months, but it is a little small. I'd like to see a bigger size, because if you're like me, you're gonna be putting this on all the time. You're gonna go through so many of these. Now, moisturizer can be a tricky one. I usually end up changing my moisturizers with the seasons, because my skin likes to fluctuate with the seasons as well. So one that I've actually been enjoying for kind of warmer weather, and this is really something that is kind of a good cream that is balanced between humectants and occlusives. This is the Missha Time Revolution Bridal Cream, and this is the Intense Aqua version. Texture on this is so interesting. It's kind of like, they call it a sorbet texture, and it is kind of a very thin texture that just glides on your skin, really like kind of buttery, but it's not like a really rich cream at all. It feels cooling when you put it on your face, but it just creates a little protective barrier on your skin that is still breathable, you know, so it's not suffocating. Some creams that are very occlusive can feel kind of suffocating and like not breathable. This one is nice. Now I usually enjoy a little bit of a heavier duty moisturizer at the nighttime, a little bit more reparative, but this just really does the trick in the summertime because it dries down quickly, and I really got my moisture down in my previous layers with the cream skin, with the Iunik serum, as well as with the Crave Great Barrier Relief. So I don't necessarily need a lot of nourishment from my moisturizer, but I do need my moisturizer to protect me from transepidermal water loss, and that is definitely very common if you're in an environment that has a lot of air conditioning, because air conditioning just really seems to make the air very dry. Even if it's humid outside, the air inside ends up being very dry, and you're a little bit more prone to moisture loss. Even if you don't have dehydrated skin, just so you know, air conditioning can dry out your skin a little bit quicker. So it is important to make sure that you've got a nice final layer that's really hugging your skincare into your skin. Another reason that I like the Bridal Cream so much is that it dries down quickly, and it's got a really nice finish to it that makes it a really ideal layering moisturizer for whatever you're going to put on top of it, like makeup and sunscreen, and it dries down fast. So I actually can go in with my sunscreen pretty darn quick, which I appreciate in the morning time, because I'm not a morning person, which means I probably stayed in bed a little longer than I should, which means I'm usually running a little bit late. So I do appreciate fast absorbing and fast drying layers when it comes to putting on multiple layers in the morning, while still, you know, maximizing your time and not spending, you know, forever in the bathroom slapping your face over and over with layers. Been there, done that. Not very fun, and it's a little stressful. So going in for an oldie but a goodie, I'm just gonna go in for the Klairs Soft Airy UV Essence Sunscreen. This is just an old-time favorite of mine. I've been through quite a few bottles of this. It never disappoints me. It is a little bit of a dewier finish sunscreen. Don't really mind that. The temperature is pretty nice day out. It's not too hot today, and usually my greasiness or my potential for shine goes up with the temperatures, but today is a pretty mild, breezy, beautiful day. Got the window open, and never ever forget your neck. This is actually, I'm embarrassed to admit that I usually, when I first started wearing sunscreen daily, which wasn't until my mid-20s, by the way, I always, I never put it on my neck. I'm like, what the heck was I thinking? I have no idea. What the heck was I thinking not wearing sunscreen for most of my life? You know, it's just, it was not a habit that was taught to me. But anyways, I used to skip my neck, and then I was like wondering, you know, like, why was I seeing like little lines on my neck? Like I was already starting to see lines starting on my neck, and I was like, what the heck? I was like, well, number one, maybe you should pull some of your skincare down to your neck. And number two, why aren't you wearing sunscreen? Like, cancer can start anywhere, and so can the aging process. So I don't know why, it was one of those stupid things. But anyways, I always advocate putting on your neck anything that's exposed on your chest that you can get to. I do a separate body sunscreen for like my shoulders and everything else, and I'll do that in a little bit. But I always try to get this area as well as I can, and sometimes I'll even just put the dregs on my earlobes, because hey, you can get the sun there too. I'm probably not going to be outside too much today, so I don't need to go too crazy, but I like to put a generous layer of sunscreen on. The Klairs is such a beautiful, spreadable, sort of dewy type of sunscreen that it's a pleasure to put this one on. You know, you're not like scraping like a pasty thick sunscreen on your skin. I hate that. So that has been my morning routine for the last couple of weeks, and it really just serves the purpose. You know, what I really like about this routine is the fact that it's so customizable. You know, I'm using the same 8 products, but I can adjust how much I need or how little I need depending on what my skin is telling me right in the moment. Adjusting the layers of watery toner or adjusting those more moisturizing layers, it really helps me get that oil-water balance just right, even though I'm still using the same product. So it's pretty much a no-brainer skincare routine, and it's pretty quick when I'm not talking through every single step. It goes by pretty quick in the morning, so it's just like no fuss, which I really appreciate. So let me know in the comment box below, how many steps do you have in your morning skincare routine? We used 8 products, including the eye cream and the sunscreen today, which in my book, in my life, that's actually pretty minimal for me. So if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. I release 2 new skincare videos every single week, and don't forget to turn on those notifications so you don't miss when I upload the new video. I hope you guys are having a beautiful day, a wonderful start to your morning, and I'll see you in the next video. Hit me up on Instagram in the meantime. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.